See, this is true. This is exactly where we're at now. It should be reading Hebrew with Kipp
Kip
and blank. Kipp and friends.
Kip and
Friends.
Friends. I love that. Kip and Friends.
That's
I'm a friend
that.
of Kip's. I love that, by the way.
Yes.
I love that.
Welcome audience to another episode of Kitty at Ibrit. It's Thursday evening, and it's 5 o'clock Pacific. So that means it's time to read Hebrew and get nerdy about the language. And tonight, I am joined. I'm very, very happy to welcome to my channel for the first time, and to welcome to my show, Rabbi Chana, that Rebel Rabbi.
Hello. It is very nice to see you. Of course, I love that you invited me. It's an honor to be here, and you just did mine, and I feel like I watch this sometimes when you and Kip, or you are Kip, when you and Josh were doing it all the time. So I feel a great deal of pressure. Like I
Uh-oh.
got to show
Yeah,
them
right.
right.
So she said when she came on chat that she made 50 pages of notes.
I did.
So
Oh, actually, it is technically 54.
wow.
54.
Wow. So
But that goes all the way through to like 1846. So I started at
okay, that's fair.
1827. It
We're
goes
we're
through to
not
8.
we're not getting that far.
Oh no, but I figure I have it. I
Yeah,
have it
you
ready
got it.
for.
It's true.
I'm here.
Good. So
Hello.
it's good to see some friends. John Gooderman is here as usual. We'll get to this one in a second, but I'll say hello to some people. Lil of all trades is here. See this? See how this works? Kana, time for Hebrew, which I still don't speak, but I hope to.
Well, if it makes you feel any better, I'm mostly deaf, so I don't speak it well because I had to learn Hebrew by reading it. So my accent is absolute nonsense. My mother makes fun of me, and that's terrible.
This is the place where we read Hebrew okay and speak it poorly. So it's
well,
good.
then I'm right. I'm in the right place.
In the right place. Cuneiform guy. Yeah, I made a joke about this yesterday myself. I also was just unpalatable. I guess I was very much left behind. Well, I'll tell you what I'm sour about. And Hannah and I were talking about this just off air. But I've got tons of family who are like fundamentalist evangelicals, and I got nothing. No cars, no houses.
Same.
Nobody gave me a thing.
Same.
What
And
is?
I will say too, Kip, that, given that, I started to also get raptured, but then I heard it. I heard the voice go, "Oh, you're a Jew." And then it put me back down. And so I was like, fine. But nobody gave me anything. I was looking for that rapture gold. No Venmo, no Cash App. I'm thinking if
Nothing.
you're leaving, leave it to the people
Right.
that you're leaving behind. But not a dime. Not a dime.
Apparently people got shit. Just not
I
me.
did. Not
So,
me.
or you.
No, not me. I'm still a schmuck living in
Yeah.
the middle of podunk nowhere. That's my life did not change. I was hoping for rapture lottery. Didn't happen.
Didn't happen. So, yeah. Matt T is one of my students. And by the way, Matt and others who are in the chat, the third semester, I guess we're calling them, of the course will be starting probably second week of October. I'm going to get the link for sign up ready next week for sure. So keep your eyes open for that. Athe Mystique is here. Who else is here? Oh, Brandon Runyon is in Acadian with me from Dr. Josh. So yeah, it's good. Although he went 25 minutes over yesterday, and there's a bunch of us that are too polite to tell him to stop. So what are you going to do? Also, it's 30 minutes of additional matriculation that you didn't pay for. So that's pretty good.
If it's Josh, I get it. When we did our interview, like you and I, we just kept talking.
That's right.
It's just we were talking. I told my poor wife who does the editing, I'm like, listen, Kip and I talk a lot. Josh and I talked a lot. Remember, I love you. In this whole process of you editing this, remember, I love you.
Oh, that's
Hello.
good.
Shalom, everyone.
Yes. Stephen Gordon says hello. Coffee Breath says don't take pronunciation tips from somebody who says Septuagint, which is me, by the way. And I'm still sticking with it. So,
You say Septuagint?
Septuagint, yes.
No, you don't.
I do, and that's a thing I picked
Unironically?
up. No, well, I picked it up when I was in the UK.
Oh, okay,
So,
okay. That makes
right.
sense. It's sort of like my best friend in his garage.
Mm-hmm. So, and that was actually something. It was something that my dissertation supervisor felt more strongly about than maybe some other people. And the reason why is because this does have to do with the appropriate Latin accents, right? It's Septuaginta, so Septuagint.
Yeah.
That's yeah, exactly. Stupid diphthongs.
Stupid diphthongs
So
and dangling participles.
the
If you get that movie reference.
shulin. That's right. If you got my reference. Okay. We're here to read some Hebrew. Oh, but we did have to talk about this though before we start. Hella says I've never understood these videos. Hebrew is a fake made up language. Why do we even bother with it? Rabbi Chana, I don't know. Do you have anything to say?
I think that's wonderful. I'm hoping it's a tongue-in-cheek kind of
I hope
comment.
so. I hope so too.
Obviously, Hebrew is not a fake made-up language because I mean I'm only 49 and I started learning it like right out of the womb. And then of course my mother is 70. So I think that we come from a long line of people who are Hebrew speakers. So it's not a made up language. It's a very old language, and depending on if you're talking modern Hebrew versus biblical Hebrew, there's some evolution, if that's what you mean. But but if we're being really real here, all languages are made up.
Right? Yes. Very true. We invented them all.
We did.
It just that's give
We
yourselves
started
a pat
making
on
sounds
the
with
back.
our mouth
Yeah.
and went, those convey something.
This works. I can I can let people know how I'm feeling with my mouth. With sounds. It's great. So, all right.
Yeah. So all languages are made up, just so you know.
Very true. And so we will be starting with this made up language in Second Kings chapter, First Kings. Sorry, I did it again. That's something else I have to look. I was ready, and I should have been more. I should have been more.
That's from Second Kings.
I feel terrible. I've had a
No,
week,
no.
y'all. I have
No, I
had a
did
week.
it.
I don't know how many of you know, but I completely no, that's not true. I was late for a stream on Saturday, and then they just said, fuck off, go away. We don't want you if you're gonna be late. So, I missed that. And then on Friday, the day before that, I had scheduled a stream, and I had asked Vish to, if it was good, if she was clear to stream on Friday, and I sent her the link. Forgot to tell her the time. So I was very fortunate that she was ready to go as quickly as she was. I just, I forgot I forgot a ton of shit
Was
this
that
week.
the
But
stream about Richard Carrier? Because I was listening
yeah,
to that today
yeah.
and giggling and kicking my feet.
It turned out to be an excellent stream, actually.
It really was. It really was.
And yeah, so all it all worked out. But thank you, Vish. It's true. And I'm sorry, which is why when I texted you today, I said, are you okay to stream tomorrow at 2? And you did say yes. So so we're good, right? We're good? Yeah. And yes, it's true. Numbers are hard. But anyways, I told Rabbi Chana 2 days ago, yeah, this is what's happening. We're going to be reading 2 Kings 18. 2 Kings 18.
That's why it's over there.
Starting.
And I told him last night, I was like, no worries. I'm prepped. I'm ready to go. And he's like, oh, fuck. I meant First King. Like, we could do Second Kings because you prep for that. And I'm like, no, it's really no worries. I work from home. I can prep for
Okay.
whatever. That's completely fine. I work in a cloffice. And
So
so
she
it's
just
completely fine. And
she
so I
just
just prepped this morning when I got up.
banged out another 50 pages for
Well,
First Kings.
I was already working on a book I'm writing. As you know, I told you if I
Yeah.
asked if I could cite you. And so when you messaged me that, I was like, oh, good, because my brain was starting to go addled from finding the stuff that I needed for my book. Oh, I can turn around and do this now. This is the fun part. Because,
Well,
biblical nerds
we fucking love the Bible, y'all.
fucking love the Bible. Kipp
I
Davis.
I have a
That's
shirt
TM.
and everything.
I'm about to. I really am. I'm going to have the shirt and it's going to say right under it, Kipp Davis. Josh said he's
Wow.
going to do the Office version where he's going to have I fucking love the Bible and it says Kipp Davis and then under that it says Josh Bowen.
How does that work? I don't know how.
Because it was from an episode of The Office.
That's true. Oh, there we go. I got it.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Okay.
Am I not supposed to cuss? Because I cannot cuss.
No. I mean,
Okay,
that's
fucking fine?
fine. Yep, you're
Okay, I'm
fucking
just
fine.
making sure.
It's yeah.
Because I go into a bar 10 minutes later, sailors come running out. So
Oh dear. Okay. Well, there's some cussing in this passage, by the way.
Yes.
This evening. So, the way this works, just to remind everyone, and Rabbi Chana is new, is each of us will read a verse. We will translate the verse. We will parse the verbs and make some points about any of the other interesting grammatical bits in the verse. Maybe some stuff about the text. But yeah, that's how we roll. So did you want me? Maybe I'll just do verse 27, and
Okay.
then you can roll
I can
in
do
with
28. Yeah.
28. So all right. So Vayhi Batsoharayim Vayhatel Bahem Eliyahu Vayomer Kir'u Bekol Gadol Ki Elohim Hu Ki Shiach V'Ki Siach V'Ki Siig. I always mess those up by not looking for the placement of the dot on the sheens and the scenes. It's because I read Qumran scrolls, right? They're all sheens to me. Siach V'Ki Siig Lo V'Ki Derek Lo Ulai Yoshen Hu Vayakatz. All right, so then it happened at midday is what's the intended meaning here. I think Fish and I actually talked about this word 2 weeks ago. It probably derives from a verb which means to shine. It's been suggested. It's dual. So it's like high noon. I think I kind of like that, the high point of the sun.
Yeah, I have it parsed out as it being like that at the high point of the sun, midday, what we would consider noon when the sun's like directly in,
Yeah. High noon feels very appropriate for this story too, doesn't it?
It does. And what's interesting to me is what we are going through right now is I am actually prepping for a class on Baal. So this is really a timely endeavor.
That's excellent. All right. So it happened at high noon that Elijah mocked them and said, call out with a great voice, since he is a god. maybe on, and I try. This is a weird part here, and I had to consult a few resources for this combination of Siach and Sieg. Maybe on the one hand, he worries or is traveling, possibly deep in thought, or on the other hand, he is on the road.
See, and I thought the way it's, or he is turned aside almost, or am I
Yeah.
farther away from that, or are we not there yet? No, yeah, we are. Okay.
Yeah.
Was possibly for relieving himself. Like
That could be too. Yes.
possibly
I think
he's in the middle of having a moment.
Yeah. There's a lot of translations that go that way.
Yeah.
That's true. He's having
Although
a moment.
on the road would be fine too.
Yeah. So perhaps he's sleeping and he will wake up. Is how this finishes up here. So all right. Verbs. Vaihi, everyone should know. This is the Cal, third masculine singular, Vav consecutive, imperfect from Haya. Notice that in the Vav consecutive, Vaihi, and if I had my access to my whiteboard, I don't tonight because the pen died.
He didn't charge his pen.
I didn't even think about it. So
charge his pen.
I absolutely should have. It's all on me. So the regular imperfect is yehya when it takes the vav consecutive particle. It very often these verbal forms become shortened. The funny things happen to the vowels. In this case, it just turns into what looks like a adjustive form almost. Vaihi.
We'll get the idea of the almost narrative past of it.
Yep, exactly. So Vayomer, everybody knows. Cal imperfect, third masculine singular from Amar with the vav consecutive. We see it constantly. Kiru, this is a Cal imperative, as I tell my students. The way you make an imperative is oh, sorry, no, that's not. I messed up. No, I got ahead of some of the stuff. So yes.
Did you get ahead of yourself? Oh, I see. Okay.
Yes,
yeah,
I did.
I know where you're at.
So
okay,
no, that's true.
No,
yeah,
because
I was right. No, I was right. You're right.
Yeah, okay, because I'm nodding at the thing, and I'm like, wait a minute,
Yeah,
I'm looking
no,
at it,
that's
and it
true.
looks right to me.
Yeah. So what I tell my students is the way that you make an imperative in Hebrew is, and I said at first, is think of imperatives always as second person verbs because you're always directing them towards an audience. You're always speaking to someone. It's always in second person. The way to make an imperative is to take your second person imperfect forms and then you just lop off that verbal prefix, and what you're left with is your imperatival form. One of my very cheeky students, Satan 616, says that you're just cutting the tip off. So
I mean, we're known for
kind of
that.
like that. What you're known. The Jews are known for this.
We're known
so
for doing
this
something
is
like that.
yes. So this is a masculine plural imperative from Kara. It's Cal. And then we have what's next? We've got
from the Joseph nuance of the Kutz that he might awake.
Oh yes, that's it. There, Vayakutz is.
What I really like is that the way the narrative flow here goes is it's really trying to build the rhythm of mockery. It's just like, hey, we're gonna really get into this guy, kind of almost dramatizing it.
Yep. Yeah. No, it's a great. There is in terms of the story quality of this text is really very good. In in terms of what the narrator is doing. There's a few places here which I quite like the way that they've constructed the
Also,
text. But I think that's it.
if you ask Vish, she saw my notes, so she knows the amount of like when I send him to her, she looked at him and wrote back to me, "Oh my God," and I'm like, "Yeah, I'm anal." But like for me, I like the idea of the anthropomorphizing of Baal, like seeing him as a distracted traveler, or maybe like that sleep is
Yes.
kind of stripping him of divinity and elevates then the Adonai by contrast.
Yes. No, it's very true. And honestly, this kind of goes into this is something I get into quite a bit in chapter 6 of my book, where I talk about how certainly within
This book.
the Exodus. Oh, look, you've got a copy. Isn't that
I
nice?
do, right next to me.
So I think one of the features of the Exodus story of the revelation of God's name is and I pull this isn't me either. This is from a Mennonite theologian by the name of Elmer Martins. I think it's some really good observations though from Exodus chapter 6 in terms of the drama and what happens and how Yahweh responds to that. That one of the features, one of the aspects of who Yahweh is in the revelation of his name, in the understanding of the ancient Hebrews of his character, was the God who's there.
Mhm.
He's the one who's there and doing shit.
Yep.
So, and this fits, right?
I absolutely see that, and I also sometimes see it as the God who will surely be,
Mm,
like the God who is in the midst of becoming. And the reason I really like that idea is because we're presented with a people who have a new God and a God who has a new people, and they are both trying to figure each other out. What kind of God are you gonna be, and what kind of people are you gonna be? And they're and this tension between them. And so I love the God that will surely
oh
be
my God.
sometimes more,
Yeah.
because the idea of this becoming, this journey of becoming what is going to be the ultimate understanding.
Yeah, I like that too. Yeah, very good. Maybe I'll save one of those for later. But Cuneiform guy asks an interesting question here: is Elohim being used here
A
as a form
mockery.
of mockery? Like, uh, where is your great one?
That's
So
an interesting question.
yeah, since he is an Elohim, since he
Yeah, so, I
is a
mean,
God.
absolutely, it could be, because obviously this is being used as almost that plural. It's not necessarily right now as the singular plural, but actually kind of like, hey, you're supposed to be one of these guys, and you kind of suck.
Yeah, no, it's a useful observation. So. But I think that so I think that's good. We could probably move on. Do you want to
Okay.
do verse 28?
Yes, and please forgive me ahead of time. Vayikira Kiriku. Did I do that right? Vikiriyu
Vayikru.
Bairuku. Yeah, Behol Gadol Vai. Oh no, Vav. Vai. Yeah, I had that right. Yikudu. Yit. No, wait, hold on. See, I need it more light. See, damn it.
Uh-oh.
Yit Godeyu Mishpatim Ba Havarot Uva Rimaim Ad Adeshifaka Dam Elechem. See, told you. I learned by reading. I'm terrible. Apologies. Oh, so again we have that the verb breakdown, that first one, that call out, to cry out, and they cried out, is coming in from the third person, like masculine, and they cried out. And it is still, when we look back to the first one, this comes from the same, it comes from that same root word of
Kara.
the
Yeah.
kara. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then the big voice. I always love Gadol, because Gadol is the, you got your Kohen HaGadol, so that loud, or they cried with this big voice. This like we're saying this loudly. We're lamenting as loud as we can. I love that part. And so then we have to gash oneself, of course, again in the third male perspective, and cut themselves. But it's more like gash, like the
Yeah.
it's more like not just cut, but like really kind of dig into oneself.
Also, so I should maybe point out here too. So this is a hit polel.
Yes.
So
I would said that part.
This is one of these times too when I would pull out my whiteboard. And the root of this is it turns up in your lexicons as gadad. It's probably gadgad in its most ancient form, probably like god. And there's a bit of uncertainty about exactly what this word means. We figure this out on the basis of context, but this is also reflexive, right? So this is action that you are doing to yourself. It's a nice example of the standard meaning of like a hit pa'el or a hit polel in this case.
Right.
So I like it for that. But yeah, they cut themselves.
And of course, we have, according to their custom, the mishpatim, as was their custom, or they cut themselves according to their custom. And I love the mishpatim because we still kind of use that in modern day. In Judaism, we use the mishpatim to talk about our customs. So that's a really good point of evolution, where somebody was asking earlier, and I'm like, we evolve from this kind of biblical Hebrew into modern Hebrew. This is one of those words that follow us that doesn't really change too much.
One of the key identifying terms for the covenant code and the holiness code and the book of Deuteronomy in the Bible.
Yes. Let's see. And then, of course, we have the haravot with swords. I think that one's pretty straightforward. And then, of course, and then with the lances, the uva ramahim. So then we had the kind of the add until, the infinitive construct here being kind of almost pouring out, being that the noun plus blood, dam. And then you end up with the preposition upon them, until blood kind of gushes over them. To me, the kind of narrative analysis is that this emphasizes that kind of normative ritual, not necessarily spontaneous madness, but because as per their custom, they are really talking about something that is not unlikely for them to do. My goodness. And then I also kind of put down the parallel instruments, because of the swords and lances, almost kind of heighten that idea of violence. And I don't know if this is part of what you do, like with the structural, like notes, or even the I even put down propaganda structure for like what it was trying to convince people of. So I told you I prepared.
Almost like an overkill.
Overkill,
of the story.
absolutely.
Yeah, spears and swords are cutting themselves.
We're just like, we're going at it hardcore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to turn the page here, aren't I? Okay, I'll go back to the text. So I think I don't have anything else on that, unless you do.
Well,
we can move
there is
on.
one other thing that I like. It's kind of like this idea of bloodletting as devotion. And it creeps into Christianity much later. We see the self-flagellation.
That's right.
Or the wearing of garments and relics that would actually penetrate the skin, and that show of piety by not only bleeding oneself, but enduring the pain in doing so. But it's interesting because it's a contrast between Deuteronomy 14:1, which then forbids you to gash yourselves. So the text positions this as almost an Israelite ritual.
Oh yeah. Does it use the same verb? Do you know?
It does use the same verb.
Nice. Okay.
It does use the same verb. So this is why I think that it's almost kind of alien. And so.
But this is very much the sorts of things that the Deuteronomist is going to pick up on when he's
Oh,
writing
absolutely.
this text, right? He's like, yeah, so this is
Absolutely.
Deuteronomy says, don't do this. You better believe the prophets of Baal. We're doing it. We're
Yes,
doing all the bad
absolutely.
stuff,
And I think
and with swords and spears, no less.
oh yeah, because that's excessive. The audience is invited to see this like excessive barbaric underscoring of Baal's impotence. I'm sorry, but that's the best way to put it. Like he's being mocked and you're showing this kind of excessiveness in that. That's what I like about it. Plus, I love this story. It's one of my I told my mom
I
this is the area we were at, and my mother was just like, I love it so much.
Yeah. This is we actually left this up to an audience poll on and this text one. And it's one of my favorites too. Without question. So cool. All right, let's move on to verse 29, and I'm gonna have to turn the page here. Okay.
You got this. And in the
I
meantime,
do.
just so people know, Paleo Hebrew is not a language unto itself. Just for the guy
Correct.
who was trying to actually think that he was speaking Paleo Hebrew in the chat. You
Oh
were
dear.
absolutely not.
No.
So you have a good day with that.
Yeah.
It's a font. It's like Times New Roman in ancient.
Right? Yes. That's what I speak. My preference is actually for Georgia, but Okay.
I don't know if I have a preference. Am I an academic?
I
don't
write.
have a
I don't know. That's I'm just kind of an anal person about a lot of things, like
No, not you.
like my teacups and
I love your teacups.
wine glasses, and yes.
You wait. When I have a passport, I'm coming and I'm stealing all your teacups.
They're family heirlooms, so
I will. Okay, I
I
will
will
not.
fight you with swords and spears.
Honey, I fight God. I'm not afraid of you, Kipp.
Touche. I'm just gonna read, okay?
You go ahead. You read.
Okay. Vayhi ka'avor hatzahorayim vayit navu. Sorry, vayit nabu. This is an interesting word here. Ad la alot hamincha ve'ein kol ve'ein one ve'ein koshev. I particularly like the way this verse ends. So back up to here. And so it happened as high noon passed. Then this is the hit pale form of the verb nava, which means to prophesy. It's a form of acting or behaving like a prophet. They were behaving like prophets, I guess, until the sacrifice of the mincha, the later afternoon sacrifice of the mincha. And there was no voice, and there was no response, and there was shoot, where is it? And there was no attention paid. It's basically what that is. So
they were not getting what they wanted.
Nope. Okay. So the verbs here by he, we know again, Cal, third masculine singular imperfect with the vav consecutive from haya. This one here, vayit nabu. Sorry. So this is a hit pa'el. Imperfect third masculine plural from nava with the vav consecutive, and then the last one is koshev, which I'm pretty sure that's right, isn't it? Let me double check this.
Well, he's double checking. I like the irony of their kind of this idea of the prophecy, or they're prophesizing, but no God responds. So like their ecstatic state is meaningless here. Like, what is the
Yeah.
point?
No, my instinct was right in the first place. So, yeah, Coach. Oh, wow! Look at how my text appears. That's weird. I didn't mean to do that. Oh, that's why. Okay. So yeah, no. Koshev is a noun, regular noun, meaning attentiveness. So there's probably something about. I won't bother with the note though. Okay. So, but I want to say something. Oh, that's why. It's because I was over here. I want to say something about. That's the one I missed. Was ka'avor is a infinitive construct from avar, which means to cross over or to pass over or to pass through. Affixed with the preposition prefixed. Sorry, not affixed. Prefixed with the preposition ka. Oftentimes these are temporal expressions when you see most often with the preposition be, a prefix to an infinitive construct, but very often with the preposition ke can also indicate a temporal expression here. So yitnavu, sorry, is this hit pale form of the verb here. Carries with it a sense, according to a lot of translators, of like an ecstatic performance of prophecy, of religious religious ritual, like an entrancement. It's been suggested, excuse me, that this is actually a fairly negative portrayal in a lot of
Mm-hmm.
texts of prophetic
Almost
activity.
raving.
Yeah, raging. Um, Now, I tend to take a more there's a diachronic approach to this question too. The verbs in the earlier text tend to of this of this performing prophetic utterances, performing prophetic activity, seem to more commonly appear in the hit pale as opposed to in later texts where they appear in the nifal, which I think is interesting. So this could have some indication as well on
Mm-hmm.
the antiquity of the story. But this is, yeah, they are, when it says they're behaving like prophets here, it's this ecstatic sort of state, this raving, or this raging, this carrying on, which I think is pretty
And
cool.
no, and yeah, I do too. And no one is answering. I find
And
that
no one,
kind of
that's,
interesting.
yes,
I find
yeah,
that
that's
this kind
good,
of the interesting part of the story.
right? Yeah, the contrast there
Yep.
in terms of their ecstasy and their the emphatic nature of their performance and what good it's doing them, which
Yep.
is that's right. Yeah, Matt sees it. We love a temporal construct.
Yes. I love anything temporal, as noted by the scarf in the back there. That was just a funny. Do you want me to do 1830?
Yes.
Okay. Vayomer Elehu lechol ha'am geshu ele vayigeshu kol ha'am. See, and then like I thought I turned the light good enough. Elave yarep. I never do that one right. And Mizbah Adonai hi harus. Thank you for bearing with me as my deaf ass goes through this. Yeah, I completely deaf in my left ear since I was about a year and a half. So, okay. So again, we
That's
have
a
the same,
solid excuse.
oh yeah, yeah. My mother, like I said earlier, my mother still makes fun of me, and you have the, and he said, and of course, Eliyahu, Elijah being the subject matter here. And then to all the people, the Koham, he's saying to Elijah is saying to all the people. So we have kind of the imperative male nagash, draw near, but like come near. So in the Vayigeshu. like they came near, and all the people, Koham Ilah, all the people to him. Let's see, what do I have here also? And then we have the Piel of Rapa to like repair. And so, and he repaired, or like he healed. And that's also in the
Healed.
third,
Yeah.
healed in the third male, like
Third
masculine,
singular.
third
Yeah.
third person masculine. Yeah. So that, healed.
Did you say this
I
is a PL as well?
Yes, I did. Yeah.
Did
PL.
you? I missed that.
I did.
Okay.
Yeah, a PL, and then healed. So we're seeing that if you here is Elijah saying, if you come closer, and all of these people are going to come closer, and then he's first gonna take over and do the mitzvah, the altar of Adonai. And I'm Jew, so I won't say the tetragrammaton. Please bear with me for that. He's going to repair that, heal it, and then uses the passive participle that had been torn down. So he heals this altar of Adonai that had been torn down. He's using the passive, not the active participle here, like kind of talking in retrospect, not necessarily in the moment.
Nice. Yeah, that's good. So sorry, I got distracted.
No, it's okay. I'm cute. I get it.
So just so everyone can see what's going on in we recognize Vayarapeh as a PL because of the prefix vowel in the imperfect, and also it's usually the first thing I see when I see these forms is the dogged forte in the middle radical of the root. The doubled pay there is these are cardinal features of the PL. And sorry, did you do the last heharus there?
Yeah, the passive participle.
That's it. Yes, right.
Yeah,
So it's a passive
participle. Yeah.
So there's in Hebrew, there's quite often most often the passive is expressed using default forms of the verb. However, there's still quite a few instances of cal passive participles, which is what this one is here. So it's interesting. I haven't looked into it. I don't know what the deal with that is, but it's interesting, I think. So good.
Some of the notes I have here is that I think it's an interesting contrast that here's Eliyahu trying to bring people closer, in contrast to the prophets of Baal and their distance.
Oh yeah, right. That's true. No, that's very intentional on the part of the author here. Yeah. Cool. All right, verse 31. Vayikach Eliyahu Shetem Esre Avonim Kamispar Shivte B'nei Yaakov Asher Haya Debar Adonai Elav Lemor Yisrael Yehya Shemecha. So Elijah took 2 and 10. That would be 12 stones as the number of the tribes of the sons of Jacob, who was of whom he was said, of whom Yahweh said to him, basically, or called to him, saying, Israel will be your name. This is a pretty important feature of this text, because this is a story about the northern kingdom. Elijah is a prophet from the northern kingdom. My opinion is that the Jacob stories, the stories of Jacob and his sons, are largely southern. That these are folk tales and stories that were told and circulated among the people who lived in and around Jerusalem, and less so associated with the Northern Kingdom in Samaria. So it was important in a lot of when it came time to putting the sources together.
Yeah.
One of the things that happened was the cobbling together of all these various different sorts of traditions. And even though the Northern Kingdom had a bunch of the same sorts of stories, there are a lot of places where they have to make this direct connection that
Yeah.
Jacob is Israel, right?
Yes,
So
I love that. I was actually going to point to that the recall back to Genesis 32:28,
yeah,
equating Jacob to Israel, I think is there to try and knit together and definitely kind of bridge that backwards. Yep.
exactly. So all right. Verbs. Vayakach. This is a cal imperfect, third masculine singular. From lakach. This verb behaves like a first yod verb, I think. So where the yod is the first letter of the root. For some reason, there's a couple of roots that start with the lamed that are weak like that. This is one of them. That's why the kof is doubled in this instance. That's what happened to the lamed. So with the vav consecutive, it means to take. And then we've got haya is just the standard cal
Perfect. Yeah.
perfect
Callum,
third masculine
perfect.
singular from haya. And then lamor we know. And then yihya is here. The cal imperfect third masculine singular. Notice the difference of this form, the regular form of the verb, as compared to the forms that appear with the vav consecutive, where it looks shorter, like adjussive. So yeah, so I think that's it. So these sorts of expressions, this is often the way prophetic speech happens. Asher haya deber debar Yahweh, debar Adonai. Sorry.
No, you're fine. You're not the Jew. You say whatever you need.
Who? Yeah. According to what basically the word of Yahweh was or happened
Mhm.
or came. We would say came in English. So it's very often you will see prophetic speech expressed in with this kind of verbiage, these forms. All right, I think that's everything.
Yeah.
Okay, verse 32.
Okay. Vayivne at Havayim Mitzpe Bashem Adonai ve Yaas Ta'al Gadol Ki Yavit. Oh, Vayit. Sorry. Satayim Zera Saviv La Mizbah. So
Nice.
we have here first the almost to build the what I would call of bana, to build, and that third masculine, and he built. So it's like demonstrating this. And then we have the et ha avi mitzvah with stones. You know, we see that the stone, he's talking about rebuilding after the healing, part of that kind of healing process. Kip you can do math, Kip. That's apparently, I didn't, that's awesome. I love this
I
for
know,
you.
right? I'm very good at
Let's,
math, actually. It is fun.
um, Bashem Adonai, of course, in the name of Adonai. So with the stones, he's building this. But this is the vayes, or vayas is the way I never say this word right. You hear this a lot from me, by the way. I never say this word right. The waikotol.
The Vayiktal.
Vayaktul, thank you.
Yeah.
Of asa, to make, like to do. Also in that third person masculine, like to make, to do. I try to tell people, I'm sure you have already, that Hebrew is such a gendered language. Everything is either in your kind of like, you don't have neutered language
Nope.
within Hebrew. And then the like great, like trench. So the gadol again, we're seeing this like big and biggened, to use your, I love it. So the great trench. And then you have the like two seahs, like of seed, like the size, the like the amount of space, like the capacity. Um Savi la mizbeh, so like around that altar. But I did not write down, and I should have, the way that these are qualified. It's just that I have
Mm.
down that, he made the great trench around the altar, large enough for 2 seahs of seed, basically.
Yeah, so the like the literal, it's an idiom, right? It's sort of it's an expression. It's literally according to the house of measures.
Right.
According to the house of 2 measures of seed is the literal expression of expression here. So but yeah, that's they're basically saying, it's like two seahs of grain, and I don't know how big that is offhand.
Nobody does. And I
Oh,
will tell you, and I'm sure you've read through the Talmud, you know that when it says five hand breadths, okay, whose hands are we using? Because it can change, depend, of course, on. So all of these were kind of like iffy in terms of measurement. If it was, somebody might say that it's this, and another person might say it's that. Very much dependent on their measurement usage.
yeah. I should probably say something about this. Vayiktol, just for members of my audience, is a term that is also is commonly used. I don't know if it's yeah, it's basically just that's another way of saying the cal imperfect vav consecutive is just the Vayiktol form. Because that's sort of we for whatever reason, the verb forms were all titled, I guess, or named after the way they appear with this verb katal, the strong verb katal, which means to kill, which is nice.
Mm-hmm.
So, but so you'll end up with the yiktol form or the vayiktol form or the yeah. So or the yikotel form, or it just, yeah, it's just a different way of expressing the conjugations, the stems of the verbs. So that's what
This is
that.
why I don't teach Hebrew.
So, all right. Anything else there? I mean, it's already 5 to 6, so maybe maybe that's as
You
far
want
as
to
we get.
stop it at the 33? Yeah. Well, we can pick
Yeah,
up at
maybe
33 next time.
we can pick up at 33 next time. So I did notice a couple of things. I thought so John Gooderham did wonder at the outset if you've seen the clip of that low intellectual from Inspiring Philosophy asking about
I have
rabbis.
not. I'm gonna be real. Until I saw Dan McClellan stitching him on TikTok, I had no idea who this. I want to be polite. I don't want to say things, but had no idea who the schmuck was
Well,
until I saw him being stitched. So I don't know much about him. I've only seen a few. I've only seen a couple of videos from him. Uh,
he's he's
he's
a bright lad.
he's very I was going to say he's very intelligent, and he's very passionate about what he's doing.
Yeah.
The way
Yeah.
you said bright, I'm like, I would say,
Well,
you know,
I mean, most of the times it seems okay, but then he'll come along and say things like this.
Are there? Are there female rabbis?
Pardon my Hebrew, but motherfucker, I exist.
Yes.
What are we doing here? There are a lot of female rabbis, and if you took a minute to do any little bit of research, please do this. You'll find that the first modern day rabbi who was a woman was Regina Jonas, who was ordained in 1933 and unfortunately died in the Holocaust a few years later. But while in the camp, still served her community. So again, you can kiss my entire tahat.
Brilliant.
There are plenty of women rabbis.
We here at this channel heartily endorse recommendations for inspiring philosophy to kiss your ass. So
Yes,
or you're fine.
absolutely. It sounds like his head is in his tahat, is what it like sounds like to
certainly
me.
is. Yes. Very often that's where it is. There was another. Let me just.
He doesn't read all the way through his.
So.
Oh, good. So Cuneiform also agreed with me that he is a schmuck. So.
Yeah, he is.
At least I didn't call him a putz.
Oh yeah. This one, coffee breath. Does anyone know if the comments in Hatzahorayim is a comments gadol? I believe that's the is that the comments hatuf? Not as opposed to just the regular comments. I'm unfamiliar with a comments gadol as opposed to a comments katan. I assume that's a comments hatuf. And yeah, the reason we know is because of the fact that it's an unaccented open syllable, which prefers long vowels. So actually no, sorry. Then it would be irregular comments, because that would be the long a vowel, not the short o vowel. Yeah.
Right.
Oh, got it. It's all there. I promise.
No, I get it. I have those times too.
And yeah, and Simone confirmed that it's hatuf. All right. Yes, it's true, Brandon. Asking IP to do some research is asking a lot. But I get after him a lot for, just not understanding things.
Yeah.
But this is the burden of being a Christian apologist, because there is pressure on you to be widely read and up to speed on all sorts of things, from evolutionary biology to philosophy to archaeology to
clearly
philology. Clearly not Judaism, right?
Yeah, clearly not Judaism.
Yes. I mean, they don't care about that part.
No. And in my career, and granted, I've only been a rabbi for under 10 years, about 9 years. I'm a second career rabbi because I did other things first. But just in the time I've been around as a rabbi, I have had more males who were not Jews, by the way. I mean, I run into other rabbis who are men who are like, you aren't allowed to be a rabbi. And of course, I do the time old Jewish, show me where. And then they shut up and go away. But I have more often had Christian men tell me I cannot be a rabbi because of 1 Timothy. And I'm like, well, 1 Timothy doesn't apply to me, first of all. And second of all, are you a Jew? No, then you don't get a say. You have a nice day. It was wonderful to speak to you. May you be blessed, that kind of thing. But I generally, my may you be blessed is that I say something akin to the bar for men is lower than Stuart Little's nutsack. But I get it a lot. So at this point in my career, I'm used to it, and I try to let it roll off my back and allow it to just. But I'm always bothered when somebody says, "Are females?" So that's the other issue I have with what he said. When you talk about women in terms of our females, that tells me everything I need to know about your idea of social construct. I already know everything.
Yeah. So, and this was in response to a question about Justin Sledge, who is married to a rabbi.
Mm-hmm.
So the question was posed because is he gay, or is he married to a, a female rabbi? What is this? So yeah, so
That's wild to me. That's
it
wild
is,
that somebody would say
isn't
that.
it? I just in this day, in the 21st century,
2025.
it's
Yeah, it's 2025.
2025. We are a quarter of the way through this century, and
Absolutely.
it's right.
And I wonder what it is that my uterus prevents me from studying. If anyone could tell me, by the way, this is out there. If anyone out there in YouTube land could tell me what about my uterus prevents me from understanding Hebrew, Talmud, Torah, Midrash, I would love to hear it.
Yeah. So his ignorance is, well, it's certainly born from misogyny, but I think a lot of it is also just born from this incredibly ignorant caricature of Judaism that he has picked up through reading the New Testament and then evangelical scholarship about the New Testament and about early Judaism, which is, I don't, not the best. So I did want to just switching tack here a little bit. It's good to see this is Jace. Jace is an American living in the land of Israel who teaches Hebrew in
Oh, that's
passionately
wonderful. Mazel.
on does a lot of it on YouTube. Does it better than I do. Does it for free too. He went on to say here 2 female rabbis performed his conversion to Judaism.
That is wonderful. Mazel. I've done a few myself and I love it. I love it, the adoption process of someone who decides they want to come into. Although we don't want you and we don't encourage it, those who are persistent, we love to have you.
So, but I think that's probably it. So we're gonna wrap up here. I'm going to go get dinner on because all the kids are coming over, which is exciting.
Ooh. Yeah, I have
So-
mine downstairs. Luckily, they're all adults except for one, so they can fend for themselves tonight. But yes.
Oh. Mine are also all adults, but I did promise them dinner. So.
Oh, that's nice.
So, yeah. But before we go, where can people find you?
You can find me on TikTok. My name is Rabbi Chana. I am that Rebel Rabbi. And if you go over to TikTok, that is mostly where you'll find me. I saw somebody ask if I know anything about what's going on with Linktree. I do not. So if you want to inform me, I'm always happy to listen to it. You'll find me on all the socials, the Instagram. I love saying that because it irritates my kids. But Instagram, you'll find me on Facebook. You will find me on on Twitter, because until that man knows how to call his daughter by the right name, I refuse to call it X. You will find me on Blue Sky, all of the places. I am not always the rabbi. I'm definitely not a rabbi that you expect coming, but often I'm the rabbi you need.
I like that. Wow, you've got you've got the catchphrases and the slogans down. Those are good.
Those are just because I'm witty. I mean, that's the Jew
Yeah.
thing. If you're witty, they don't put you in a camp. Hopefully.
Thank you very much for the right. Hopefully.
Hopefully.
Thanks for the $5 super chat, Jennifer. What a lovely stream today. Very nice.
Yes,
I'm glad
thank
you
you.
enjoyed it.
I loved being here. I hope you'll have me back because
You're coming back.
Oh, wow.
So,
Thank you.
yeah,
I loved it. I'm happy to
definitely.
help anytime. I'm happy to help anytime.
Great. So I'm in the process of building my roster. So Jace has done streams with me before, and I gotta coordinate with you, Jace, to have you back on here soon. I've also had Dr. Joel Carrico, a friend of mine who teaches at the local seminary here, has come and helped me. Vish has been on and helped, and Chrissy Hansen
I love
did
Chris.
did one, I think, with me. And then Justin from Deconstruction Zone has also.
I'm a friend of Justin's. Yeah, I know Justin.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
so he's been here
As
before.
it turns out, I know almost all of those people and interact with like 90% of them. So yeah, that's awesome. You've got a good roster going on.
Yeah, it's a good place. So that's what we're doing. So this week, I will be streaming tomorrow at 2:00. So everyone knows. I'm making this very public. I'm doing. I've been for the last 2.5 weeks. I've been working on the audio for the book, and it's just about killing me because of how much work it is. So it's been more difficult to organize things on the regular for my live streams and for video production and those sorts of things. So I'm doing something that's kind of a little lazy tomorrow, but I think I think it's good. I hope people will find it interesting. I'm digging up an old paper that I read at a conference that I've never published. And I'm just going to read through it and talk about it. It's all about a specific manuscript in the Dead Sea Scrolls. I've talked about it a few times. It's one of my favorites. It's a copy of the War Scroll from K4. 4QMA 4Q491 is the catalog number. It's a phenomenally interesting manuscript, not just because it's related to the War Scroll, but because of the what's going on, what the scribes are doing, plural, in this manuscript, and then sort of the very interesting story of its publication. Is this one manuscript? Is it three manuscripts? Is it two manuscripts? Is it what's going on here? I've spent a bit of time working on it, and I get really excited about it just because it's just sort of a very cool example. I like using this manuscript as a very cool example of how Qumran scholars go about reconstructing texts. Fragments, we have fragments, tons of fragments. How do you turn them into manuscripts? How do you, right? Like, how do you figure out what was there? And this is an excellent example of some of the pitfalls of doing this kind of work. So I hope everyone, yes, John Gooderham, the only time zone is the Pacific time zone. So,
sorry, I'm with that. That's true.
It's true. So so that is and yeah, you're just gonna have to figure that out because
wait a minute, CST actually CST would be, if it's 2 here, CST would be 3 or 4.
That's true.
No,
It's going the other direction, right? Yes.
Yeah.
It's
because Mountain Time would be 1 hour, then Central Time would be 2 hours. So yeah, you'd be at 4.
Unless you're in Arizona, in which case you're in the Pacific time zone right now. They just like to move back and forth in Arizona. Sometimes the Pacific,
together, Arizona,
right? Together. Indeed, it's true. The sad truth of this is that everybody else in the world has it wrong, and Arizona's the place where they've just said fuck daylight savings time, which is really what we all should be. Yeah, I mean, it's what we all should do, but you know what? This is the world in which we live, so there's not much.
I wanted to let Hebrew here know. Unfortunately, I couldn't log in, or I would have been interacting with you guys there in the comments. But I know you mentioned that you're in a lot of queer spaces. So am I. I happen to be a queer. I am a queer rabbi, and I am the first Sephardic woman to ever be made rabbi while also being queer.
That's pretty badass.
I mean, there's currently only 6 of us. I know 2 women who are currently in rabbinical school who are also Sephardi. So depending on who graduates first, we'll have our 7th and 8th. But yeah, we are in a small cohort of women who went, yeah, we're doing it.
That's awesome. And I'm here.
One of us is a head rabbi. Barbara Aiello, she is the senior rabbi of a huge area in Italy. And she is Mizrahi Sephardi, and I absolutely adore her.
That's so cool. So
when my rabbi told me, I was like,
yeah,
really?
Right? Yeah. So awesome. Sorry, I was doing scheduling.
No, it's completely fine. I'll shut up here.
So that's it's good. Interacting with the chat's important. And those are, I mean that's so cool. I love that about you. But so yes, so you will be back. we'll
I'm
figure that
excited.
out.
Oh yeah.
And Saturday, I probably, I mean, as far as I'm concerned, I'm going to be on Dapper Dinosaur's channel. I guess it's up to him whether or not he's going to actually let me on the stream this time. So, but I'm going to
What'd
be
you
there
do? Did you do
waiting.
something last time?
See, I was late, and he just decided that was
Oh, I see. I
what I
see.
was. He just said, no, you know what? If you're going to be late, then
Tell
just
him
go
you're
on.
on academic time.
I was, yeah, that's sort of where I'm at. So Saturday, Dapper Dinosaur, and then I think that's probably it until next week. So everyone, I hope you have a good evening. Thank you very much for coming and hanging out with us, and thank you, Rabbi Chana,
It's
for
my pleasure, and thank you guys. Thank you so much for having me.
so. Excellent. So if I can find the outro here, then oh, there it is. There.